Hello YouTube land. My name is Natasha Gates and I am going to talk to you today about anxiety and panic and what it means to me and how I have experienced it. I don't want anyone out there to feel alone. We didn't have YouTube videos out there when I was suffering since 1986. There was no way to get help really back then. Even in my teenage years, it was very difficult to find help for anxiety or mental health in general, which is still a problem. That's a different story that encompasses the mental health reform deal. And we won't get into politics or anything like that. This is just to help you, the viewer, understand through me that you are not alone. So chances are the reason why you found this video is because you're scared or you're having feelings that you don't understand. Why am I having this? Am I the only person? Can someone out there please help me? Can someone out there please just relate to me? Because I'm suffering, right? So I've been suffering from anxiety and panic attacks since I was 5 years old. So that's 1986 until today. So today is June 4th, 2021. I'm 42 years old and my anxiety has actually gotten worse. I am considered an agoraphobic, which I do not leave the house. If I do leave the house, I experience extreme anxiety to the point where I have to go back in the house. Even like going in the backyard or too far away from the house, just it makes me feel like I'm going to literally freak out. So yeah, I mean, if you understand agoraphobia, if you're agoraphobic, I'm very sorry that you're going through that. It's strange because when I was around 11 and 12 years old, I refused to go anywhere. I had a nervous breakdown. I was in my bedroom at my grandmother's house, and I just remember that I just couldn't go anywhere. And I got better. You know, I was able to go back to school and get a job. I worked at McDonald's. And things are supposed to get better for you as you get older, especially if it's early onset anxiety and panic. But I'm telling you that in my case, or maybe even in your case, if that's true, that anxiety doesn't always get better. And I don't want to spoil your perception of what will happen to you. This is about my experience. I just have so much anxiety that my whole life is revolved around my anxiety. I literally can't even go to the post office or the store to like get milk without somebody driving me or basically riding along with somebody. So how do I deal with this? Well, 15 years ago, I had a doctor who finally said, you know, you can't live like this. I'm not able to take SSRIs or SNRIs, which are your like Effexor, which is an SNRI. And I can't take Zoloft. I can't take any of those kind of antidepressant drugs because I get serotonin syndrome, which most doctors don't even know about. So that's just something else that I ended up in the hospital for. But anyways, yes. How do I deal with my anxiety? Am I having anxiety right now? Yes. And if you are, I'm sorry. Sometimes talking about anxiety will be anxiety provoking, which is called association anxiety. So just try to bear with me here. I'm going to show you all the different ways of which I deal with my anxiety. So this beautiful bottle right here, I put an X on the top so I know that this is my Xanax. So it is very difficult to get this prescription unless everything else has failed. This is like a last resort prescription that your doctor will prescribe to you, especially if you are intolerant of taking the antidepressant and anti-anxiety medications that are out there. I cannot take them, so this alprazolam, which is Xanax, is like a tranquilizer, and I'm allowed to take up to 3 milligrams a day. So I do take about 2 to 3 milligrams a day, which would make most people fall asleep all day. But for me, I have so much adrenaline and terrible things going on in my brain, and my biology is just so like intensified and scared that when I take this medication, it really doesn't do too much for me except just relax my thoughts and curb my anxiety a little bit. What else do? I take beta blockers. Beta blockers are great drugs, especially with people like myself who have very, very severe heart palpitations with my anxiety. So heart palpitations are sensations of your heart that you can feel and notice. Okay? That's what a heart palpitation is. So when you feel your heart beating out of your chest, that is a heart palpitation episode. So my beta blockers help with that. And also I have what you call inappropriate sinus tachycardia. You're like, what in the world is that? Some people in the medical field will know what that is. It's called IST. So inappropriate means not appropriate. It happens when it's not supposed to. Sinus rhythm of the heart, and tachycardia. Tachycardia, what is that? Tachycardia is when your heart is beating really fast. So adults should have a heartbeat around 65 to 100 beats per minute. Well, mine does what it wants to do even when I'm not nervous, and especially after I eat, which is called postprandial tachycardia, which I also have. My heart will just go probably up to about 168 beats a minute, especially after eating and going up the stairs. It can actually reach like 180 beats a minute. I'm starting to get nervous just talking about it. So how do I manage that? Well, when you have anxiety, you feel very in tune with your body. You start to get really good at medical terminology and medical things because you're constantly researching and reading and trying to find out answers. So this is called a pulse ox, or a pulse oximeter. I've never called it by the whole name, so it's a pulse ox, and in the hospital they call it a pulse ox. So this is what goes on your finger, preferably without nail polish, because nail polish can kind of skew the results. So we're gonna see what's going on here. So right now, I'm getting nervous. So my oxygen is at 99, which is good. But my pulse is at 95, and it's probably going to climb, especially talking about anxiety. It's just going to get worse. So, but anyway, if you have anxiety where you feel like you're out of breath and you're like, oh my God, I really can't breathe, like I'm not getting enough oxygen, that's a classic marker for general anxiety. Not to, discount the symptom, but buying one of these on Amazon or at your local drugstore can give you a peace of mind, because you know that your oxygen saturation is 99%. If it's between 95 and 100, you're perfect. Even if it's a little bit less than that, you're okay. But if it drops down, that's when you know you have a problem. But I mean, if you really want to check yourself and have a peace of mind about, oh, am I getting enough oxygen? I feel like I'm going to pass out. Then you want to buy one of these. So on Amazon, they're cheaper than at the drugstore. This one I got for like $8. The prices have gone up since COVID, but that's a nice thing to have. I have about 4 of them. What else do I do for my anxiety? The most helpful thing, especially if you have an arrhythmia like me, which is my sinus tachycardia, and I have sinus arrhythmia, which is not considered dangerous. It's just abnormally normal. Doctors would understand what I'm saying. So I have this single lead EKG machine. You can buy these just about anywhere now. I got mine on Amazon. I got this one on sale for $119. So what it does is that it is a Bluetooth device that you can connect to your phone. And when you want to take an EKG, you put your fingers on the paddles on each side, and then you get a reading. It'll tell you your beats per minute, and it'll tell you if you have something wrong. Like it'll say possible, whatnot. And then it goes to your phone, and you can email or message your doctor with the EKG printout. I mean, it's automatically links to your phone. It's very, very helpful. And it's better than having a loop recorder implanted into your chest, which a lot of people have, that have arrhythmias and constant problems like myself. One of my cardiologists actually suggested that I get a loop recorder implanted in my chest. And it was just an absolute ridiculous suggestion, since I don't really have anything that's life-threatening. So having this is like having the loop recorder available when you have an event. Like if you're having a panic attack and you're like, oh my God, I'm dying, right? So you take one of these, it'll say no abnormalities. And that gives you a peace of mind too, that you're like, okay, I'm just having anxiety. I just have my tachycardia going on. I'm going through a lot right now. And this will tell you that, everything is going to be okay. Until the next episode, right? So what else do I do for my anxiety? This might be very strange to you, but this helps me. I suck on cough drops. So my choice is Luden's cough drops and wild cherry. I have one in my mouth right now. I think that there's something with sensory distraction. If you're doing something different, then kind of like focusing on your heart or focusing on your brain or your stresses around you, if there's something about having gum or something that is like a sensory stimuli that kind of tricks your brain into focusing on something else besides your psychological problem. Okay, what else do I do? I'm starting to get nervous. Aromatherapy. So this doesn't necessarily help when I'm having a panic attack. It kind of just, it's another sensory distraction. It's like, I don't know, it just purifies the air around me. And it just makes me feel like, okay, you know, oh, I can smell grapefruit. I can smell tangerine. You know, I do have another one. I keep some stuff up here. There's a ginger and grapefruit. And then I have a lavender and lemon, I think. So the lavender is very calming, or supposed to be. Obviously, when you have a panic attack, it's you're pretty much like gonna suffer through it unless a miracle happens. I mean, it's terrible. Here's another one of my pulse oxes. This one has a lanyard necklace to it, so you can keep this on your neck if you're having a bad day, so you don't look weird rooting through your purse when you're at the grocery store. You can just put this on. Some of them fit tighter than others. I like this one because it fits really tight. Let's see what it says. Sometimes the nail polish will take away from the efficacy of the machine. So like right now it's not reading because of my nail polish, but anyway. Okay, what else do I do for my anxiety? This one is for a different reason, but kind of the same. I have an allergy phobia. Yes, I am afraid of having allergies to the point where I think it's real that I'm allergic to some things and that I will get anaphylactic shock. So what do? I have an EpiPen. So am I allergic to anything that I know of? No. Do I think I'm allergic to things? Yes. Does this give me a peace of mind? Yes. No. Do I sound crazy to some people? Absolutely. Do I think this is real in my brain? Yes. What's an example? So, for example, there was this female who had dyed her hair and was from the United Kingdom. And I'm sorry, but I forgot what date this happened. But she had colored her hair in her bathroom and she was itchy. She had priorly colored her hair before and had a reaction, but ignored it. So she had like 3 kids in the house with her, and she had passed away a few days later from, anaphylactic shock from the hair dye. So I believe that the chemical was the PPD that caused it. So having dyed my hair since I was like 12 years old, I never really had a problem until I heard about that news, and it scared me so badly that when I color my hair, I get extreme anxiety, like really, really bad. So I use the hair bleach instead because it doesn't have PPD in it, and it's just something that I can leave on my hair without smelling that ammonia smell as much. But anyways, that's completely off topic a little bit, but yeah, I really do suffer from phobia of allergies. Some other triggers are the smell of cologne. It really, really bothers me. The smell of perfume really, really bothers me. So on my little shelf up here, you'll see my little box of Benadryl. So if I go somewhere, I always take my Benadryl with me just in case I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction. And sometimes Benadryl will take care of it. What else do I do to make me feel better? So there's times where, yeah, you know, I have my pulse ox machine and I know that I can breathe. I'm getting my 98, 99% oxygen, but I want to feel like I can breathe better. So I have Altoids in my purse so that the menthol helps me breathe. And sometimes I'll just like chew it up and then I'll put like a little bit on my nose so that I could feel like I'm breathing better. What else do? I keep all of my pills and all of my things in this little bag so that I have everything I need in case I am in a situation where I need to go to the hospital, or if I'm in a situation where I am stuck somewhere and I can't get home. So like all of my things are in here. There's not too much other things in my purse that I can talk about besides my purse itself. I mean, I have to keep my purse near me all the time because my medication is in my purse. So never do I want to be away from my purse, because then I'll be away from my medication. The most important thing about anxiety and dealing with anxiety for me and my heart issues is having bottled water. You want to make sure that you're hydrated, because one of the symptoms of being dehydrated is having tachycardia and feeling nervous because you're not drinking enough water. So, drink water. Drink lots and lots of water. It'll help your palpitations, because if you don't drink enough water, your heart strains itself to beat. So your blood becomes more viscous, which means that it is more coagulated. And when you drink water, obviously it becomes less viscous and thus puts less stress on your heart. So that's another thing that I do. I also enjoy sparkling water. I don't drink anything that's sugary, because it's just gonna make your anxiety worse. So once you kick the habit of soda, especially caffeine, you really are doing yourself a large injustice by drinking coffee or caffeine. I mean, you might as well just say, I don't care about my anxiety, because that is like a huge factor on what's causing your anxiety. Caffeine will completely make you feel like shit. It'll make your heart beat faster. You're going to get palpitations. You're going to wonder why you feel jittery and on edge. And, you know, caffeine is nothing to mess with when you have anxiety. So just don't do it. Also, caffeine and sodas, don't drink them. You know, stick with the water, stick with healthy drinks. What else do I do to curb my anxiety and panic? I read everything on ingredient lists. I can't have MSG, which is monosodium glutamate. That stuff is well known to cause palpitations and increase anxiety in anxiety patients and just whack out your body. It's a synthetic salt and it's not supposed to be in your body. So if you see MSG or monosodium glutamate, don't eat it. Preservatives are bad. Any kind of nitrates are bad. That's why I don't eat bacon. That's why I don't eat sausage. That's why I don't eat anything like that, because it's just going to aggravate your anxiety. It's just not good for you in general. So diet is a huge, huge, huge explanation of why people get in these brain foggy situations where they don't feel right, or I just don't feel good. It's because you're eating crap. Okay. So fix your diet, and sometimes after you do that, then you'll be like, wow, you know, my anxiety feels so much better. Like, it's not as bad. And that's almost a guarantee. What else do I do to curb my anxiety? I'm in this chair most of the time. It's a sad existence to not be able to leave the house like everybody else can, or, you know, go outside and take a walk, or do things that I want to do, but I physically and mentally can't. I like to stay in the same area in my house. It just makes me feel better. Especially when I'm nervous, I have like my own slippers that I wear that comfort me. I think it's just the familiarity of the comfort zone. You make yourself your own comfort zone. And I don't know if that would work for anybody else, but rocking helps me. Like, this is my rocking recliner. And when I'm not in my rocking recliner, I actually rock my body. And that seems to help me, as it always has since I was very young. That's about it for this video. I don't really want to go too far. I want to know if anybody has questions about anxiety. I mean, I'm a longtime sufferer, so I understand a lot of what you're going through, if not all. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I mean, you can't describe it to somebody unless they have it, or experienced it, or have had a panic attack, or just felt like you were just going completely out of control psychologically, and it just feels like you're having a psychotic breakdown, like, constantly. For me, I'm a chronic case. Chronic means it doesn't go away. So since I was 6, and I'm 42 now, I wish I can just show you a picture of what struggle means to me. It would probably be the equivalent of probably the most grotesque and horrific picture you've ever seen in your life, because really it's a terror attack upon your brain and your body that you can't control. It's debilitating. I mean, my quality of life is terrible. I mean, I want to do my hair, I want to do my makeup, I want to get dressed and look pretty and go out and have friends and go take a walk and be healthy and exercise, but I can't. You know, some of you would say, oh, yes, you can. But the ones that are saying, yes, you can, are the ones that don't have what I have. So it's easy for you to say, oh, well, why don't you just get up and go? Like, what's your problem? Well, if you've experienced what I've experienced for this long, you would understand that it's not that easy. So I hope that this helped you. If you're having panic and anxiety, make sure that you get a pulse ox for your finger so you know that you're taking in enough oxygen. Make sure you're on the right prescription with your psychiatrist. Keep updating to see if there's any new medications that would work for you, or combinations of medications. And also just try to like maybe explore the aromatherapy thing, you know, try to find a scent that calms you or reminds you of something good. Um, just keep on trying to find ways to calm yourself down. If you get a lot of panic attacks and you're worried about your heart, tell your primary doctor. Go to your cardiologist. And if they do find something, then they'll send you to an electrophysiologist, which is the rhythm doctor, and you can get answers. It's better to have answers and know what's going on with your body than not. So everybody, I hope this was helpful. Please don't leave derogatory comments on this video. I really don't have time for that. And I don't think anybody who's suffering from anxiety does either. So just keep everything positive and professional. And I will be making another video in response to this one. If I get any questions or anything that I said that hit home that you want me to elaborate upon. So thank you very much. Again, my name is Natasha Gates, and I will be seeing you next time.